Both sides have their own translator? Hell yeah.
Very interesting match. So here we've got some, we've got the achievements here. So Yokohama, Champions League senior champion in 22.
God, both of these kids are kids, aren't they? Jesus. What if the interpreters actually know the game? That's a really good question. I've got to imagine they've got like a base knowledge, right? They have to. Because otherwise, how do you follow to translate?
And the Sao Paulo international top 16 there as well.
Come on, Roaring Moon.
Both players are currently 17 years old.
17! Wow, I feel old as hell, dude. I'm almost double their age. Oh, God.
Yeah, they're fairly new masters. They're only 17. They're going to be here for a long time. Yeah. If you're a master,
that makes me so sad.
The Pokemon TCG, the gauntlet is being laid down here.
Well, I've done some research definitely, but they may not be players. No, I don't think they're going to be players, but like, you don't have to be a player to know the game, do you, really?
Because the younger generation are coming up, and they are phenomenal at this game.
They really are. But you know what? I think we have Kai already, and we get to have an interview with him. Let's throw it down to him and hear what they have to say.
We don't need interviews, we need the game.
Yeah, thank you, Shay. I'm here with some people who are supporting our finalists as we head into this Masters final.
Like, with all due respect, who cares?
Just want to get some quick thoughts. What are some emotions you're feeling as you see your friend on stage, and any other thoughts you'd like to share?
お友達がステージ上にいますけれども、ご自身どんな気持ちですか？
本当に嬉しいです。ただそれだけです。
I'm just extremely happy and rooting for him.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of fans.
I'm gonna be honest, the translators can say whatever they like. Like, we're not gonna know.
Question for you, Marco. Seeing your brother on stage, what are you feeling right now?
It's like me watching the Olympics when the commentators go, oh, they won't be happy with that. And I'm like, why not? Look fine to me. I get that. I do have F1, and I know F1 very well. I think the coin flip went Moon player's way.
I think the crowd agrees. There's lots of supporters for both of these players. So
God, what a crazy
let's jump into it. The
finals.
Masters
Like, both of these players completely unknown to me as well. Like, usually I know at least a name in the finals. But this is crazy. Granted, it's only my third world, so. The first one I don't count at all, because like, I was brand new to the game. Woo! Let's go! I do think it would benefit the broadcast to have the audience mic'd up a little bit as well, like they do in like sports games and things. Especially like wrestling, just to add a little bit more noise and excitement. Obviously turn it down for Pokemon Go and VGC because they're too loud. You know, we're a golf audience.
We are just waiting to have it wrapped up. We've got our table judges and translators ready. Takes a lot of people to put on a world championships like this. Everyone here doing.
I'm gonna like apply to be an interpreter for next Worlds and just tell everybody that every time they talk, it's like they're here to have a good time. Probably get away with that, right?
We are nice like that as well. And I think what do you think is going through?
They'll believe me.
As all the prize cards are going to get distributed here. Let's have a look for Fernando. One copy of Boss Order.
Ooh, no.
And one copy of Royal Mooney X for Fernando.
Oh, double Crushing Hammer prized.
They could be impactful.
Okay. I would argue the prize cards are slightly worse for Fernando. No Sada's prize, which is important.
If you're worried about the ace spec, they're both playing Prime Catcher. Jobs are good. Prime Catcher.
I don't think you'll I don't say you won't need gusting. I think the switching will be important from Prime Catcher. But I don't think we'll need to worry too much in terms of...
World Championships final is going, and Tsunade is going first with an earthen vessel.
And I think this earthen vessel is going to be super impactful. Sanosuke is going to have to realistically try and get as
you come unstuck when you have to tell the native speaker what's being said.
The effectiveness of that initialize.
True. That would screw me.
Start to get any 2 basic energy he likes from his deck. So let's take a little second to explain how Sanosuke's deck is going to work. It revolves around that Roaring Moon EX, has two attacks. Frenzied Gouging just says, I'm going to KO what is ever.
You're never using Calamity Storm in this matchup.
And then you take prize cards.
Dark Patch is going to be kind of hard to use as well, unless you've got like a benched moon. You've got 3 moons, so you got to take your 3 knockouts with those 3 moons. You can't afford to not take knockouts.
If you do, it will do 120 more.
So I think going first in this matchup makes a lot of sense.
10 short of KOing an Iron Thorns EX.
Calamity Storm Vitality Band. I mean, you're not wrong.
When this card was printed, 220 really was one of the magic numbers. There's very few Pokemon like Roaring Moon and Iron Thorns which have more than 220 HP as a basic. But it's become more common in the Scarlet and Violet block. So
we're hoping for a manual on Sarda next turn.
Just going to attach a basic entry to active Roaring Moon and pass. That is Fernando.
Gotta be going for a hammer here.
And he's going to kick off this final run with an Arvin, letting you search for a tool card and an.
Would you go Tech Radar?
Iron up that technical machine, turbo.
Because you have to stay alive, right?
Phenomenal turn 1 play, turbo energize, accelerates energy, and one of the things about Iron Thorns is takes free energy. It's not an automatic thing where you can just get it going really quickly, and there's no other great energy.
This is crazy.
We're playing here, so we're really relying on turbo energize, and then
so we're not going for the Crushing Hammer then.
And also going for that item guard there.
I suppose you can't afford to, can you? Because if you've got like 1 solo Iron Thorns, that's game. If Sarda and manual attach is available.
That is going to search out 50% of Fernando's Pokemon, as we do see 2 Iron Thorns there being.
So the question is, do you go like
the bench as well? Let's have a quick talk as we do see that technical machine
1-1
getting attached. We see a basic
or 2-1
attached as well, and I imagine we'll see that turbo energized attack there, and you search your deck for 2 basic energy and attach them to one of your bench Pokemon.
God, this is such a bad position for the Roaring Moon player to be in. They need another moon down.
Which turns off all Rulebox Pokemon ability from your opponent while it's in that.
No shade to Fernando, but the discourse is going to be exhausting if he wins. You're not wrong.
Don't rely on abilities like something like a Roaring Moon does or a Charizard does.
I wouldn't be upset if the Iron Thorns wins. I
I
think he's played really well. Like he went 8-0 in day 1. Like he deserves to be in this position as much as anybody else.
It's going to turn off Petulant, and its switching ability, it doesn't shut down the deck.
Oh, Tricky Shoes, Boss, Dark Energy. Dark Energy is fine.
That's actually not too bad though.
Wish we could see.
You look at the top card of your deck. If you like it, pop it in your hand. If not, you can discard it and draw the
yes, okay.
And here we go. Shinosuke is off to the race. He's going to discard a Pokemon.
He's got his own judge. Ooh. Was that in the list that was predicted? It was 3 judge.
To a benched Darkness Pokemon. Now there's Darkness Energy in the discard. Wonderful. You can accelerate it. But you need to have a benched Darkness Pokemon as a target for that card. It won't go to the active. So we do get a non-EX Roaring Moon.
That's an interesting choice.
And that's going to go down onto the bench. And if you want to start accelerating energy, you can.
Energy is going to be really important here. And Shinosuke has 2 ways to accelerate that. As you said, whilst we have Dark Patch, we also have Professor Sarda's Vitality that lets you attack
Baby Moon? Are we retreating this turn?
Ancient Pokemon, as we do see it being played there.
That feels.
Obviously, 1 energy to the active and 1 to the bench.
I'm not sure.
And here we go. We're going to see 1 there, and get to draw 3.
I suppose it's a good follow-up attacker.
Yo!
That's a nice hand.
A Dark Patch in hand as well. Shinosuke off to
Double Dark Patch Sarda next turn goes crazy. He's not knocking it out.
It looks like, I think we're going to see a Calamity Storm there.
And it's not discarding
the stadium.
That's the way to play it. That's really smart.
Clearly wants Pokestop for the following turn. So saying, look, 100 damage, I'll KO you next turn.
Gross.
Hammer there though. Rota's going to discard an energy from the active Roaring Moon EX for Shinosuke. Now we did mention that energy is going to be really important for Shinosuke. Fernando's going to be playing the mini game of can I remove these energies just as fast as you attach them. Fernando is going to play.
I was about to say, I don't know that Lost Vacuum matters all that much. Not Lost Vacuum. Lost City matters all that much, but I imagine you don't want to let the Baby Moon stack up too much.
Well, Fernando might just say, well, you can't have it anymore as I put my Lost City down.
I mean, that is a real telegraph, right? I don't want to do extra damage. Who wants to do an extra 120 damage? No. You only do that if you really want to keep the stadium in play, which telegraphs to Fernando you want the stadium.
I don't know that it does. I think you're just setting up for 100 into a 220 attack.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting rid of it. But I'm going to use it first. Gets a lot
Vacuum is
back
pretty
here,
good.
but does lose a judge and
If he runs any
City, and we know there's a Lost City in
tools, I don't think he does.
Gonna come down, replace that Pokestop.
But the nice thing is, like, before that Lost City comes into play, it'll just get used up by the Roaring Moon. So, it's not great.
Worth noting as well that the text on Volt Cycler means you have to remove an energy from your active and put it on one of your bench Pokemon. So we do see that lightning energy.
That to me says there's no energy in hand. I'm wrong.
Calamity Storm if you like, because that Pokemon catch you in hand, but we do see Dark Patch being played, going to power up that bench Roaring Moon, who can now attack with Vengeance Fletchling, which does 70 plus 10 for each ancient card in your discard.
Go for the judge.
Pile. Really trying to figure out which the best one to try and KO is here. The one on the bench that's got free energy on is a very enticing target, but it looks like we are playing Pokemon Catcher here. We're going to see the does not get the Iron Thorns into the active, clearly trying to go after the energy. The KO is not the issue. The issue is which one would you rather KO? And here comes a judge. This is the favorite toy of Fernando.
Use his own toys against him.
That looks like fun. Let's do this. And betting on the fact that his board is good enough to be able to survive this judge.
This is really interesting.
Are they cheering Pokemon?
We traditionally see in a standard format too often, but both players opt into
Correct, it is. Did they just realize?
Judge can quite honestly decide these games if players don't draw particularly well. Let's see what Shinosuke has.
Yo, what are we watching? Pokemon?
Pokegear at the very least. So we'll have some options to try and grab some supporters at a later date.
And has a fully powered Roaring Moon on the bench.
Yes.
So has an attacker built up for next turn. So it seems like a good shout. Now here we go with the
first two prizes.
20, getting a KO without having to self-damage, which is quite important. And then we get a fresh Iron Thorns.
God, this doesn't feel like a good matchup.
KO. Can Fernando respond? The answer is, well, yeah, actually pretty easily.
Yeah, so we do see our first prize cards taken here in our Masters final. We do
Boston Judge.
3.0. Look at the top 7 cards you've deck and grab any
That's some
support
choice there.
now, I think I saw Boss's orders in there.
That's everything you want to see, right?
Yeah, we see a judge there, and it looks like he took the judge.
Yeah, he's basically saying, look, if you're going to judge me, I'm going to judge you right
It's just
back.
judge off.
But right now, we're getting an extra energy on. I don't mind this.
Come on, whiff.
It's coming up.
Yes.
Which seems fair after the Pokemon Catcher. Here comes the judge.
But you already got Crushing Hammerheads.
You have to move an energy.
What are you talking about?
Ryan Thorns. So what you're basically doing is going, right, put an extra energy on here, and I can just move one to the bench afterwards. And that way,
God, this doesn't feel like a good matchup for Roaring Moon at all.
KO'd.
Now that I'm looking at it more.
On my bench, it's taking advantage of the fact that you're moving energy with the attack.
This judge could be really interesting here for Shinosuke, because this Roaring Moon EX is going to get KO'd via this Volt.
He needs so much.
Roaring Moon only has 140.
He had double Dark Patch in hand as well, which is like massive.
In that hand, this could be a fairly quick game 1. As we do see Volt Psycho going to KO that Roaring Moon EX. Fernando evens it up at 4 prizes. Shinosuke, what have you got in your hand? Can you respond?
Right, we got 4 cards for the judge.
Can we see the hand, please?
There's a nest ball in hand. That's perfect. Will allow Shinosuke to go.
Like, just not being able to see the hand feels so weird.
That is the big threat here. The single prize Roaring Moon, it takes a while to get up, and this isn't a deck like we saw in the Juniors final, which is built to really accelerate.
So how much damage is it doing right now? 3? Is it 100? I guess.
1 of to 4 Roaring Moon EX. It's a nice little bonus. It's the EX going for Professor Sada comes down.
Nice.
That energy to each of those Pokemon if you wish.
So that's doing 110 now?
That would be a waste.
And worth noting, this Vengeance Fletchling is going to be really interesting, as he does have a basic energy to attach as well. Shinosuke is reloading.
Come on.
This Vengeance Fletchling is actually going to bring this Iron Thorns into range of a Calamity Storm. So this damage is super relevant, even though it won't be swinging for a KO. We have a Dark.
Are we just going for it?
3 energy on that Roaring Moon EX on the bench, Ross. Oh my goodness.
And if you take a KO on the active here, you force a double turbo just for an attack. Right now, it seems like we're just content to do 100 with 110 with Vengeance.
Yeah, you've
Wrestling.
got
Here's the deal,
to answer it now.
Winning this game because you just use Calamity Storm and then use Frenzied Gouging on whatever, and that's the game.
Here we see a crushing hammer here, Ross. Let's see what
Yes, good. Double tails.
Energy is safe.
Not flipping heads on
Huge.
a hammer is Fernando so far. Has got the attack, but it's not. It is going to get a KO. It's going to be a clean KO.
Ooh.
Onto the bench, Roaring Moon.
Yeah, makes sense.
Will need to retreat, which of course it can because of that Future Boost energy capsule. But that was
Yeesh.
basically means, you know, that's a 2-hit KO. You're not 1-hit KO in this. And I just told you it was going to reel off 2 KOs in a row. So you know what? Yes. Get this. Damage it now. It's not going to get 2 KOs.
Oh,
It's
this
gonna get
feels
1.
horrible.
Love this Prime Catcher.
Woo. Okay, right, take a second just to take a deep breath here. Oh my goodness gracious, we do see Fernando.
So it won't be knocked out, but it's not in a great position. Best research for that.
That Prime Catcher was super important. We do see an energy attachment to the axe. Now bear in mind, or we do see a Professor's research there as well for Fernando and draw 7.
Okay, so we didn't have the energy, did we? If he misses the energy,
thanks to that future booster energy capsule, we see some Pokemon
he hasn't missed the energy, but it's not doing max damage.
Love that. Future boost on both of them means you get the extra damage and you get the free retreat. And of course, you've got potential Pokemon catcher for next turn, and I love this. Getting the first KO on this Roaring Moon is absolutely huge.
He's not, though.
It was such an easy map for Snesuke there.
Like, if there's a stadium in play, then
and then just hit twice in a row with the
you just get KO'd.
the game. You're now forcing
Yeah.
the third Roaring Moon EX to come out.
Here we go, Pokestop, Ultra Ball, Ultra Ball.
Huge. Defense is useless.
Flip the script will not be able to be activated at any point during this game due to that initialization ability. We are going to see an Ultra Ball here, though. Now, being very intrigued to see what Shinosuke opts to go.
The Petrun's not a bad shout.
While it can't use this ability, it's actually a super relevant attacker in this matchup. Dealing 60 for each prize card your opponent has taken with that irritated outburst attack. And
It doesn't get one shot either.
For 2 basic energy. That right there could be an impactful attack.
It's the perfect Pokemon with which to take your final 2
Yeah,
prizes.
it is.
When you're tied 4 prizes taken each, it does 240 for 2 energy. You can Frenzied Gouging for 3 energy, or you can Irritated Outburst for 2. I don't want to waste any energy. And of course,
Honestly, it's a
Pokemon
massive
that
call.
works absolutely perfectly. And you know what? Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Oh, he's going for the moon. I think this is a mistake.
Moon EX, which is again a perfectly valid attacker here.
I think the Petrun's a better play.
Finish it off. Choosing to go Roaring Moon.
You hit him for 240.
Here's the thing. Petron is only good if you give up those next 2 prizes.
You're going to give up those next 2 prizes. There's no way you don't.
Not give up prizes. Can they get a KO with Vengeance Fletchling here?
Wouldn't have thought so. You have to have
Whiff?
control the distance.
Ah,
What a
no.
Search there on that Pokegear 3.0. Going to shuffle those cards back into the deck, and it's real interesting here. I don't.
We don't
could take
one more ancient. There was 110 last turn. So you only need
A switch card here would go pretty hard.
One more ancient card in the discard. Now, if you can pull that off, that's why you don't go Peturunt, because 3 prizes.
Hello, checking to make sure streamer is still awake. I'm still awake.
Here we
Just
go
about.
with that stretcher, and it's getting an energy. Roaring Moon comes
Okay.
down with the energy from the Night Stretcher. And no, it is just
So you need a manual plus Sada for next turn.
That Calamity Storm going to put Shinosuke onto 2.
You got the Prime Catcher now.
Cards there. Did take the Prime Catcher out the prize card.
So Prime Catcher can allow Dark Patch shenanigans.
Fernando going to promote that Iron Thorns into the
He might do
active,
this.
Consulting the discard pile. And it seems to be Shinosuke, I think, is in the driver's seat here. There's
He
plenty
might
of
do
attacks
this.
with Plenty of energy. That is Fernando. That is not what Fernando wants to have happen. Looks like going to be playing a Pokemon catcher, perhaps. And let's canceling Cologne first into Ironer.
I wasn't sure in the middle there, but like he seems to be pulling it back quite well.
It's just getting a card out of your hand, filling your deck a little bit, increasing your odds of drawing what you need in the future. 2 cards for Snesuke, 2 cards for Fernando. And Energy Lotto. We've got double turbo, and we've got.
Hey, I got the Sphere Appeal stuff.
As a Giovanni's Charisma, letting you actually
Huge.
attack with an Iron Thorns in 1 turn if you like.
I'll pick that up tomorrow.
1 energy to your active from your hand, and also remove an energy from your opponent's active and pop it back into their.
All looks good here.
Relevant in this game, we could see it in games
I'll check in again later.
Do see a Techno Raider, gonna discard
Yeah,
that.
there's
It is
no
Lotto.
more crushing hammers in the
Iron
deck.
Thorns
There's
EX
one
on
in the
the
prizes. I
top
think
and
he'll
I would
take it with his
imagine
knockout, but
we'll see
hopefully it
in
won't
as
matter.
well.
Yeah, now of course at this point, Snake doesn't need to KO more than one Iron Thorns, but you still want to bench another one so you've got an option to retreat into a fresh one, give your opponent a more difficult route to victory, so to speak.
Yeah, you gotta give the
We are
KO.
gonna see the Volt Cyclone coming in here doing 140 damage, which is enough to KO.
So you gotta go with the
Even
Baby
on two
Moon.
prizes each. So
You need
HK
dark
here,
patches.
Very simply, a frenzied gouging wins the game. Or the Petra
come on.
will win the game. What are we looking at, Shay?
But we are going to see the trekking shoes.
That's
here.
not the person we need to look at.
Just debating on what's in the discard pile. I do think a frenzy gouging would for
Oh, it's useless.
death. I think that was in the game 3 scenario. Oh, we do see a earthen vessel, and we do see the Radiant Greninja in hand. Energy is what we really need to see right here.
You got rid of the energy.
Yeah, we do need to see it. But now it is a fresh. There is a fresh Roaring Moon on the bench.
Yes.
So if we can get the energy on that, then you will be able to KO without KOing yourself, and you would.
I
Get the
think
win
this
there.
might
Oh, yeah,
set up
sorry,
for game.
Run is absolutely fine. The Roaring Moon is fine. I don't think. I imagine Vengeance Fletchling is not that close. So we're looking for Petron.
Yeah, how much is Vengeance doing? That's what I want to know. How much is Vengeance doing right now? It won't be 230, but getting it close would be nice.
In this Masters division.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's doing 130.
Doesn't have it there, so we're going to see the Vengeance Fletchling there. And it's fine. No, this is perfectly
6.
fine.
Only
Fernando doesn't
2
have a way to
Sardis so
KO
far as
Roaring
well.
Moon in one turn. So this damage is super relevant. Basically saying that my
It does have Prime
Captain
Catcher
will
as well.
KO you next turn, or I could frenzy gouging if you don't have a boss's orders. Over to Fernando, though. Pokemon Catcher times 2, DTE, Giovanni's Charisma, and Crushing Hammer. All of these could be super relevant. Here we do see the Pokemon Catcher.
It's
Ah, no.
But remember, we know Today's K does have Prime Catcher in, or Today's
No, it got Ionoed. Crushing Hammer. That is a
Good, good.
Would have been absolutely huge as well. And what can we do here? We got Giovanni's Charisma is going to remove an energy. It is going to be relevant in this game.
Yep.
Today. Will
Yep.
allow Fernando to attach an energy if he
Oh, this is horrible.
into the active. We attach the double turbo.
Wow.
We hit for 120, and Tanace K here. Now Prime Catcher would win this game straight
Yep.
up.
Yes.
You need a switch and you need gusting. Will win the games at this stage.
Oh, no.
Bench Iron Thorns with your non-EX Roaring Moon. That is an option, but when we know it's doing
This is
130, we saw
horrible.
it last time. It is not KO in the active. You're
Oh,
breaking tiles
no.
away. You're not getting 2 energy onto your active Roaring Moon because you need Dark Patch, and that won't attach to the active. So
You could
there's a lot to add,
attach-
Prime Catcher?
I don't think we have available. We see a
You could just attach the Roaring Moon and retreat.
Basic energy attached to the active. We're just going to see maybe a pay retreat and Vengeance Fletchling again.
I think you have to do it that way.
Any form of gust. We see a Petulant getting benched. Won't be able to use that ability, of course. So we are going to see a pay retreat by the looks of it.
I think you have to, yeah. There's no other option.
And we'll see a Vengeance Fletchling again.
And this worries me a tiny bit, yeah.
Ooh.
Now, I don't like putting the Roaring Moon active.
Yeah.
Because if it gets KO'd, you lose all of your energy and you might not have an attack.
I see what you're going for
I kinda
here.
like putting the Petulant active. It's still a 2-hit KO.
Yep, that is true. Oh, no, we are going to...
It is a Roaring Moon.
Are you
Again,
attaching?
I don't think there's really a right and wrong answer here. You're just playing the percentages. What is more likely to end up going wrong for you? So, Fernando
God, what's the
does
hand?
have an opening
Oh, my
here.
goodness, we
Pokemon
stood
Catcher
there.
Come on, no.
wins the game.
Gracious me.
And unfortunately has to attach double turbo to pay retreat. And this will be a KO. So all the energy is gone. And now, this is getting awkward though. So Nasake just does not have great options of which to attack. The hand is Earth and Vessel.
Oh, this is horrible.
And Nestfall, neither of which are great options, frankly.
We are still in a good spot though. Because the Earth
Why
Vessel
would-
can search 2
why would you
Vengeance
play down another
Fletchings. If that
Petulant?
comes to the active, that Petulant isn't going to get KO'd. Now, Irritated Outburst next turn would KO whatever Fernando leaves in the active. You are still vulnerable to a boss's orders or Pokemon Catcher, but Shinosuke does still have a route to
Oh, this is horrible.
Victory, but it's not much fun when you're in game 1 of the Masters final and you're like, I can win next turn. So, you know, would you mind taking a turn?
Yeah.
Don't win
You're
it.
relying on top
Go
decks
you
so
win next
much
turn,
here.
right. It is not over, but it's not the position I really want to put myself in. if I can help it. But there is no option, not even an energy attachment.
No.
I mean,
Oh, Boss's orders is in hand, but it won't have the energy to attack.
like I say, yeah, Fernando doesn't have the energy to attack right now.
We've talked about using Volt Cyclone's energy moving as an advantage, and sometimes it is.
Yep.
But sometimes it spreads out your energy so much you don't have a valid attack.
This is real tough.
I hate to say it, this is one of those times where it spread the energy out a bit too thin. Boss's orders onto the Roaring Moon, but it's a pass. Now Snake has one more turn.
Trekking shoes.
It's a
Catch doesn't do much.
No, we don't need that. Oh, and a Squawker Billy. A bit of a Squawker Silly here. We don't need that, and it looks like we are going to see a pass back.
No! Oh. I think not going for that Petra run when he played down Roaring Moon instead was a massive mistake. I think you saw the attach or the dart patches to power up that Petra run. That was a huge mistake not going for that. Oh, gross.
They are loving it.
And if you can all do me a favor right now,
Only game one, there's still a chance. I know, but like,
when we get out of the replay, let's see how game one went
not going for the Petra run was so dumb, in my opinion.
They're putting himself in a great position early in the game, but that was not the end of the story. We saw a return KO.
God, it's just so awkward for Roaring Moon because it loses access to so much.
It started going less well.
Like, it makes you think, do I run counter catch, cancelling Cologne?
Was exactly what he needed. Just getting energy in
Yeah.
play and throwing out.
I think it was a throw going for that over Roaring Moon. But there was two Sada that you just never saw as well. But again, like, you'd have had the option to draw through, usually. Like, you're missing Radiant Greninja, you're missing Serendipity. You're missing so much. Like, they were both in top deck mode for the last, like, 2 or 3 games. 2 or 3 turns.
But ran out of attackers, and that's what Iron Thorns does. Runs out of attackers, top decks and energy, wins game
Gross.
1. Now, my request, the favor I've got to ask you guys, when you rewatch this stream, and you will, because it's been a phenomenal weekend, please skip over the bit where I said I wasn't taking Iron Thorns as a legitimate contender to win the World Championships, because I think at this stage it's fair to say I've been proven well and truly wrong. It is 1 game up in this Masters Division
Crazy,
final,
actually
and I
crazy.
saw a double mulligan from both players.
Yeah, worth noting that Fernando's deck only plays 4 basic.
So surely,
so mulligans could be
for
a
the
really
Moon player,
big
you want to go
impactful
second
part
this time.
of the game. I think there's
Well, then
another
maybe
big
not,
game
because you've got
that
so
we
much
should
setup you need to
keep an
do.
eye on here for Shinosuke,
Maybe
is
going
that
first
the
is right.
He only plays 9 copies. So Castle Professor Sada and Dark Patch are going to be super impactful for getting them back into play. We see another mulligan there.
Like, maybe the attachments is more important.
Let's just take a deep breath. Anyone,
Come on.
everyone,
A lot of mulligans here. A lot of
compose
mulligans.
ourselves in this game too. What do you think is going through Shinosuke's head, Ross?
Well, I'm thinking, you know what? That game was winnable. It just didn't go my way at the end. I know this deck can run me out of energy. It did run me out of energy. But I had a turn where Prime Catcher was the win, and it got Iono the turn before. This is a winnable.
Yeah, you got Iono to have, like, a lot of good resources as well. Judged out a lot of good resources.
Well, I was you going second. So I'm looking for a big KO as early as
It did
possible.
suck.
I have had a quick little sneaky look at Snake's Case prizes here. And there's a Dark Patch and an Energy, but actually has managed to prize Serendipity and Squawkabilly, which are wonderful prizes.
Yep.
Those cards are terrible in
Yeah,
this matchup.
if all the things you prize, I'm sure you're not complaining about that.
Or that Squawky C, so have them in the prize cards, that's perfectly fine by me. Fernando did get another mulligan there, so Shinosuke will at minimum be starting the game here with 2 extra cards to start. And yeah, there is actually a
I think the
real,
mulligan's,
room
like,
for
your
Shinosuke
best
to win here. It's got
hope
the
right now.
It's so energy intensive. If you get a big early KO before Fernando has a chance to get energy in play, you could
I
actually
think that I
wrap
didn't see a
up
basic in the first
with
4.
a 2. It is a possibility. Let's see, does Fernando have a basic? The answer is he does not. Now this is actually really
Massive.
interesting
This is
here, Ross.
actually huge.
Shinosuke wants to get a lot of energy into play. That will rely on cards like Professor Sada, Earthen Vessel, and Dark Patch. If you give Shinosuke extra cards to start,
We're
you give him
loving
extra
this.
opportunity
Ba
and
ba ba
resources
ba.
to build the board with energy.
Yeah, and that's always fun when you can do that. Worth noting, Fernando only actually plays 1 copy of Turbo Energize. Now, when you combine that with the 4 copies of Arven, it becomes easier. But this is not a given that we're going to see a turn 1 Turbo Energize.
Oh my god, that's 4?
Mulligans here. Don't worry, we've got a lovely view here where we can see the die, which is just rolling over again and again.
4's kind of wacky.
Now, you mentioned here all the way back in round 3 that there is such a
If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend Fernando.
when there is a lot of
Is that Lady Gaga grapple?
Basically, if you mulligan again and again and again and again and again,
Again and again and again and again.
Look, I love you guys, but we need to start this game. So they just reveal cards from the top of the deck until a basic is revealed, and that basic
It's J-Lo.
comes into play
Who?
with your active Pokemon, and then you draw an opening hand.
Are you talking about Jenny from the blog?
That makes 7. It's actually sometimes a massive disadvantage because a Judge Ball will reveal a
Welcome to a new game, Lady Gaga or J-Lo.
We just had game 1.
Yeah, don't be fooled.
But right now, Renegade is starting with
Such a weird subject for a
minimum
song.
of 5 extra cards, and remember, you're looking for a big explosive turn 1 with lots of energy.
It's actually insane that a mulligan could result in like a knockout here.
Another mulligan there, and it's worth noting. He said, you know, that would reveal cards from the list. But I would imagine that both players have been studying and trying to.
I would not be surprised if a mulligan leads to a turn 1 knockout here.
Fernando, my last night would have been testing this matchup a lot, and it might have been funny. It might have been quite hard for Fernando to try and.
I just realised I left my drink on the side. BRB.
Yeah, test again, because I don't think it's on many people's radar.
Yeah, a bunch of people here would have brought multiple decks thinking, right, I can switch last minute which is, for the record, generally a bad idea. But lots of people would have brought lots of decks here.
I left my drink in the window. Like a normal
to
smart person.
Here. Do we have... Oh, we're up to 7
Come on.
mulligans here. There's a couple of
Time wasting?
out. I say dice were into plural on top of
Isn't it 8 for a Judge Mulligan?
Tracking along for you. We're on to 7 mulligans. That is an opening hand of 14 cards, Shay.
God, this could go crazy.
A lot of
cards, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of cards, and I think if you are Shinosuke here, where you have to win these next 2 games to become...
This is actually crazy.
I would love the idea of having 7 extra cards to start the game. Fernando, do you have a basic? He does not.
Okay. Are we finally going to see a Judge Ball?
I think, off the top of my head, I think it's 8, right? When you get to 8, that is when the Judge Ball starts, but maybe not, actually.
I'll be honest with you, I've not looked it up. I don't know how strict it is, but look, we got 2 phenomenal table judges there.
Yep, for sure.
So it's nothing we have to worry about. The judges are going to figure this one out for us, as we're going to have a minimum of 8 extra cards.
Jesus Christ.
Here.
They've got to start the game, man. They've got to start the game.
Putting it out there, I think they're probably going to have a good turn, because most people would quite like a 15-card opening hand. So, and there is a discussion going on. I
think we are going to see the Judge Ball.
Yep.
I was right at 8, by the way.
It is 8.
Very much. No in a rule book here, Albert, but I think we might be seeing it. I think Table Judge there just describing exactly what the process is.
It's going to be the first one. The first one's going to be Iron Hands.
I've actually never had this happen in a game that I've played in or a game that I've seen. This is exciting.
I did play a Quadrakian deck way back in the day, and I did have a Judge Ball. I don't think it was quite as strict.
Judge Ball! Do.
Judge did a Judge Ball. It was some ridiculous number. But I've never casted a game of Judge Ball before, and I've casted a
This is
lot of
crazy.
games.
This is actually mental.
The downside, and
This is such a weird finals. My God.
Because actually, this is going to happen, and you don't want to give your opponent their entire deck for the first couple of turns. So it is quite important, right? And it does look like we have a table judge shuffling up.
Here we go.
Is this the first ever World Championship Judge Ball?
I think it might be. And here we go. So the judge is going to keep.
Hey!
Now we get one at the third.
Wouldn't have even been a mulligan.
No, it wouldn't.
That's
have
so
been a
funny.
mulligan. So yeah, there we go. That is the Judge Ball concluded. So now Fernando will start the game there with that Iron Thorns. Now I wonder, since Iron Thorns was the 6th most popular deck here at the World Championships, I wonder how often this happened. You know, throughout the course of the event, because quite honestly,
The judge knows how to shuffle and chat.
So the math is, and this is super don't judge me too harshly, but if you play 4 copies of a card in a
Watch his opening hand be like, all the 3 other Iron Hands now.
of drawing it in your opening hand if you play a full.
That's crazy.
So you definitely should not mulligan 8 times very much.
8 extra cards. You doubled your hand. Plus 1.
Here's the deal, you don't have to take all the mulligans. You have to announce how many you're taking, but you don't have to take them all. And it does look like Turbo Energize is prize.
Good.
And it looks like Shinosuke here is starting us off here in our game 2 in our Masters Worlds final. But yes, Fernando has prized that one copy of Turbo Energize. We saw it get used a lot.
Very important. Used a lot. It was used once. What are you talking about?
Shinosuke does have prized
That took 6 minutes to set up. Oh my god. That's crazy. I'd hope you get a time extension for that.
Shinosuke has so many cards to play here, just trying to work out how do I optimize this turn 1.
And prizing 2 judges after you gave your opponent an extra 8 cards of a mulligan. Frankly, not ideal. There's 3 judge and 1 Ino in the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 14, 15. Yeah, that's right. Zerosic would be insane here. So true. That's fine.
But then you go and search out a couple more. The goal here is simple. Attach an energy, try and get a couple of dark.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Pokemon down. That is your goal before you start getting disrupted. If you can get a few Pokemon down,
honestly, the prizes are absolutely fine on the Shinoke side as well.
Yeah, and that seems perfectly fine to me, especially if you've got a big hand like that. Hopefully, it should be easier.
I saw at least 1, maybe 2 nest balls in the hand as well. So you can get double Roaring Moon established.
We see Ultra Ball, we see a Nest Ball.
There's only the 1, okay. I thought it was 2.
For a big Roaring Moon EX.
Yeah, you gotta think so.
You got to. There is another nest ball, okay.
We've got energy in hand now.
Prime Catch is in hand, which isn't relevant yet.
Dark patch at the back of the hand? Not entirely sure. Let's do a nest ball here and figure it out later.
Like that second nest ball, I think was getting failed there.
Why?
Shuffle up the deck, and yeah, it looks like shuffling up the deck. Shinosuke has a ton of resources.
Why would you not thin?
You'd like to imagine there'd be a dark patch. It looks like we see an energy attached to the active Roaring Moon. No, and a pass.
Okay, not the best turn 1 after a 15-card opening hand.
There's no way there wasn't more available.
You see a Pokegear coming down, and really, Fernando's looking for a Judge or an Ino here, because that hand is absurd.
I need a research or a Colress.
Colress's tenacity and Professor's research, and we really want a hand disruption. There's an Arven in hand and a Giovanni. I don't think Fernando's been able to find a Judge or an Ino here.
I mean, despite the size of the hand, it doesn't seem to be that good.
Yeah. You do not want them to have that.
Also, I don't think this Iron Thorns plays Zerosic, from what I can tell. Not seen it once.
Difficult to find it in the deck.
Yeah, 2 judging the prize and that Turbo Energize. So Fernando tries to grab that.
Man, I actually don't think it's a great hand for the Roaring Moon player.
We'll turn off Dark Patch to the bench, and we do see it here. So now that Roaring Moon EX will not be able to be accelerated to via Dark.
This is where energy switches would be huge in this deck. Prime Catcher's here, but you're not going to use it because...
Too many bench Pokemon with no energy on means lots of good
actually, if he finds one, he'd probably use Prime Catcher.
So they're all valid attackers. You're not going to play him up switch
as Techno Radar.
So that Pokemon Catcher potentially very, very big.
Did see the Professor research there being played for Fernando.
You actually go for Techno Radar playing Diamond Iron Hands here. It's actually good.
The basic lightning energy to search for 2
for Shinosuke.
In that hand might have been played, unsure, but we do see that Techno Radar concluding for the 2 copies of Iron Thorns. And worth noting, this is actually
the Crushing Hammer hitting here would suck,
so we'll be trying to work out
but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because it gives you the value facade of them.
With no turbo energize, the turn 1 KO or the
So,
KO going first.
Honestly, this might play into Roaring Moon's hand a little bit.
Opponent doesn't have a way to accelerate energy. If you can get a big frenzy gouging KO turn 1 or turn 2 going first.
Yeah, I just don't like what's going on Shinuke's side at all.
In order to attack. But now, with an active Roaring Moon with no energy, seems like even an opening hand of 15 cards has not gone as Snake where they want to be.
Crushing Hammer? No hammer? Okay. Yeah, makes sense not to.
And a pass. All right, Shinosuke, what can we do?
Straight into the stop.
Night Stretcher, Pokemon Catcher, Roaring Moon
okay.
EX. Not too bad. I also had a quick gander.
You can pull it straight back as well, which is crazy.
Switching card in the list, and you know what that is.
I'm gonna guess that is that.
Would you not try and thin the deck first?
You do not want to use as a switch. It's way better as gusting, but with
oh no! He's whiffed it.
That is essentially your only option here. So this is an awkward situation. You got a free energy attacker stuck in the active. It's not where you want to be by any stretch.
I think there's a world.
There's a judge in hand.
I can see Prime Catcher, and I think 2 copies of Dark Patch. We could see this ultra being played here. Going to grab a Roaring Moon EX, attach Dark Patch, Prime Catcher, and then you could KO.
How do you Dark Patch, and there's only one energy?
From Fernando, and remove the energy as well.
Is he just thinning?
An energy attached to the active.
That would be huge if we could pull that
Here
off.
is Dark Patch.
Onto the frenzy, gouging.
Yeah, I think this is the way you have to go, really.
Vengeance Fletchling.
Thank you, Vengeance Fletchling.
Fletching, goddamn.
The bench. So we're not
The Roaring Moon
But there is
player
Prime
is getting
Catcher there,
bricked here.
had to Prime Catch is your only switching target, and now we're going to see Vengeance Fletchling for frankly.
You got? Are you gonna judge?
Unless we see a manual retreat. There's a judge. I love this.
This is, yeah. This
Look at your opponent's board and you go, look, you don't have
Yikes.
turtle energy right now. You just don't have it.
Yep.
There could have been DT in hand. You don't know. You just could be, or you could just be giving them DT. This sucks.
With this, and then you basically lose the game. Love it.
Oh, I hate the idea that Thorns might win
Think
this.
They're going to be able to attack. That sounds like fun to me.
Yeah, and it could be the disruption deck getting disrupted here from the judge.
Sada.
The energy we see a Professor Sada, that's
It's
going to be
late.
really impactful later.
But you could
on.
Irvin Vessel now.
Roaring Moon EX in the hand as well. If I'm Shinovsky, I'm thinking the judge shined favourably there on me, and it looks like we're going to see a Vengeance Fletching. I think there was two ancient cards in a
140
discard
left.
pile, so that
It's not
was
great.
nice.
You'd want to weaken that another
Yeah,
4 if
now
you could,
that's
but
really gonna need another
especially don't always have the
next
option.
turn to get the KO, which is going to be a
What card you
little
playing with,
bit
champ?
awkward, but I don't think it's
Ooh,
gonna be-
but worth noting there, Ross Fernando did off the judge.
Lost
choice
vacuum
of
as well, gotta be.
Tenacity. Then you search your deck for an energy card and a stadium. The double turbo energy quickly.
don't like this.
taken there for Fernando. Now normally that would reduce damage down from Bolt Cyclone down. to
Don't like this at all.
20, But thanks to that future booster energy capsule, Bolt Cyclone will KO Shinovsky's active Roaring Moon.
And that was still, I think it was a good bet from Sneske
Yeah.
there to play that.
The clone does
All the
nothing, so that's
photos
fine.
there did get rid of an Iron Thorns and a basic energy.
Yeah, not ideal.
I think a Thorns go is
Didn't
pretty
give
good.
Any value there at all. And, you know, your opponent's playing one of the Cora supporter, 4 double turbo. It was a decent shout with the judge. Didn't work out, unfortunately.
So you're going to have to go manual attach Sada on the Roaring Moon, the active.
You're about to lose a Pokemon. Secondly, you're about to go down to 1 Pokemon, and you're not going to have much energy.
I don't know, Shinovsky did have a Professor Sada in hand, so there's a basic energy.
I really don't want this to be wasted. It's not going to be okay.
There is a Professor
Huge,
Sada in
huge.
hand, and there is an Earthen Vessel here, Ross. Shinovsky can reload and take a KO.
Another Sada as well, and a Pokestop.
Just threw a second Professor Sada
I wouldn't
mentality
use the
on
Pokestop though.
Very good
Use their
start
Lost
there.
Vacuum.
And maybe it's not all over yet, because now we're going to see a 2-prize KO.
Yep,
You're going to
yep.
go up by 1 prize, and it's all about the energy at this
Ooh.
point. They ran out of energy. That's how they lost. Here, can you keep the energy?
Ooh, do you boss here?
Now, there's actually something I want to keep an eye on. With that Iron Thorns getting discarded from the Pokestop, how many Iron
Yeah,
Thorns
'cause they
do we
Crushing
have
Hammer
access
and
to? Obviously, we can see 2
another
there
future
in the
booster.
discard pile, 1 in the active, so only has 1 more available, I believe, if it is.
Oh, it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be Techno Radar, isn't it?
Be in the deck. That's something to keep an eye on.
As a Techno Radar to go and search for it is playing the Techno Radar, and I kind of like this because it
Because
means
you have to, because
that
otherwise you just lose next turn.
Pokestop, you don't want to risk this getting lost to Pokestop or something else. Get it out of the deck now. but
There's
you
an
wanna
argument to
keep
just
that
gamble on
Techno
a,
Radar available,
self
so
knockout here, just to make sure you eliminate the other card.
because we saw last turn or last game, Fernando did take a damaged Iron Thorn to the bench to protect it.
We are going to see the basic energy getting attached there as the Techno Radar does conclude. Going to grab
We're
that
gonna see the
Iron
catcher.
Thorns and attach a future booster energy capsule to it.
Catcher's not a bad play here.
Pokemon catcher in the hand there for Fernando. We are going to play it as
Oh,
well.
no.
Let's see what we get.
No!
And I like this because I'm just looking at this. And
We
I'm
do have
thinking
Sada,
frenzy
but do we have the
gouging,
energy to attach?
frenzy gouging. Because there's only 3 oh, yeah, it does get moved, I suppose. I just want to get rid of all the energy, Shay. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Sada
frenzy
plus Rescue
gouging,
Carrier,
and if I
or
put
Rescue
2
Stretcher.
on the moon, I
Nightly
don't
Stretcher.
care if I self-KO.
Could
Yeah.
do it.
I was about to say we could just see an energy attachment from this.
No,
Iron
not the
Thorns,
Squawker,
Professor
Billy.
Sada. Frenzied gouging, get rid of that Iron Thorn and say, right, I'm going to win next turn. What can you do about it?
Like I said, it wouldn't even be the worst thing in the world to just self-knock out with this Roaring Moon.
Being eyed up here as well. discarding Pokemon Catcher and the Darkness Energy as well. Looks like I
Come on, think about the Petra run here.
Or just going to consult how many Pokemon Shinosuke has available.
There's so many dark patches still.
Yeah, not too bad here. Trying to figure out exactly what's available.
Why? Yeah, Petra. That's the right play, I think.
Probably KO both your Roaring Moon to do your Frenzy Gouging. You'd give your opponent 4 prizes, but you'd win by 1 prize if you did it. So you're totally okay giving your opponent 4
Although,
prizes.
Fernando is on odd prizes.
It is all about the
So it's only doing 180 at the
That is
moment.
what is most important. Of course, Petron also a decent shout. Here comes your Professor Sada attaching an energy.
So there we go, one on the active. We're going to see Trekking Shoes. Going to get rid of the Squawk.
Yeah, no consideration on keeping Squawk.
Energy in the hand there as well for Shinosuke. Nespal, fail. We are now going to see
We are really just thinning his winning here, aren't we?
Here, Ross. The power pad's going to be super important. Professor Sada last time didn't really get involved too much.
Like I say, we used 2, then didn't see the other 2 the entire time.
If we have Professor Sada drawn into for the rest of this game, Shinosuke will be able to continue attacking.
That deck looks pretty thin as well. It's just not putting yourself back in like a terrible top deck mode again, because that was really bad.
They will win this game. They're ahead on prizes. They're about to go.
I'm guessing there's no retreat options in this deck either.
Which I think they're gonna. It's all about keeping energy on the board. That is the absolutely crucial thing.
God, there'd be so much temptation to retreat here.
Manually retreat here in frenzied gouging with a fresh Roaring Moon. No, you
Yep.
do it. You KO yourself.
Makes
you
sense.
give up
The odd
the
prize
prizes,
map.
And you don't care because now you've got.
As long as you put something else down on the bench, you've got game next turn.
Fernando cannot gust around it.
No.
So unless they can hit double crushing hammer, or basically, if Snesuke gets free energy on that Roaring Moon next turn, he will win this game. So even if you hit double crushing hammer, you can still Sada an attachment for turn.
And this is the downside of this Iron Thorns EX.
God, please.
Disrupted.
Let this work.
Hammer, initialization, Giovanni's charisma. There's a lot of disruption cards, but that all comes at the downside of your offensive output being stuck at 140 or 160 maximum. You do
Please
have
be
no
all you can
one-shot
do.
options available in your deck. Fernando is going to play that Professor's Research. Now, are we going to see some energy disruption here, Ross? Fernando needs to stay in this game.
It's one hammer.
One crushing hammer. Here we go. This is the side game 2. It's ahead.
So he's still in the
Gross.
game now, forcing Snesuke to have another energy next turn. If we see an energy, we will see game 2 for Snesuke. And we know
Yeah, we've got energy.
that we've got an energy in hand, and that is the game.
Ooh. Shit, dude.
We got a game 3, and Shay, I'm a selfish man. We are on the stage.
Oh my god. I can't even talk. I'm like that tense for this matchup.
I want a third game, and that's what we are going to get here.
Shinosuke cooking
To the moon, to the moon.
Calamity Storm there to win game 2. We're going to get a game 3.
Oh, I'm so glad it didn't go to like a 2-0 to thingy, because that would have been so depressing.
Oh my goodness, we're going to put a show on here. Shinosuke doing his best to even it up. And you know what I love about this? Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Game. Oh my goodness gracious me, Ross. We couldn't have painted a better story if we tried.
Yeah,
God,
let's go
what
to
a
the
game.
take that story of game 2 back one more time, because we saw some big
It was weird, like how
First
ineffective the mulligan was as well.
Fernando here with that Iron
Like
Thorns
so
deck.
many cards got played just to get rid of
The
them.
only prize they took of their own attack. We saw a big KO with Roaring Moon without Frenzied Gouging, but then it was a Frenzied Gouging show. We saw Frenzied Gouging.
Hopefully another 8-card mulligan, right? I'd love to see some more mulligans, because I think that's how Roaring Moon wins this, because they can't see the Squawk ability cards.
Still win the game.
Like functionally,
That's what we got.
an 8 mulligan is your Squawk ability and your Radiant Greninja that you're missing.
And I said at the start of the game, this is Shinosuke's route to victory. Is to
Forcing the odd prize card was huge.
energy over and over and over again. In game 1, we didn't see Professor Sada and Dark Patch.
If
In game 2,
Shinosuke,
Professor Sada showed
I'm so bad at
up
saying his
in a
name.
massive
If the Moon
way.
player can do that again,
I don't think Fernando
we win.
mulliganed this game.
Oh
So
no, no mulligans, and he's starting.
might not have any mulligans, so none of these extra resources. And here we go, our game 3 is getting decided and
Touch pass.
started here, but only an attachment and a pass for Fernando over to
I don't think his hand's gonna be
Snow,
good
who's
enough
left
to
that
be
basic Roaring Moon, gonna start the game off with the
effective.
Trekking Shoes, discarding a basic Dark Energy and taking the next card. Shinosuke, what have you got in your hand there?
I'm not saying it's going to happen, Shay, but
It
it
could
is
be a
possible
donk.
that we could see a Frenzied Gouging turn 1 here and end the match. That is within the realms of possibility.
No, okay, it's not. Ooh, I was worried for a second there.
Sada, attachment for turn, switch into the active. we could see.
Come on, please, can we get to a frenzy gouging?
Snake keeps choosing to go first, so that tells us that their turn 1 KO is not that great.
We ain't donking here.
Choosing to go second, but I'm telling you, there's a chance.
There's no way in hell we donk.
Very hard, especially with that prime catcher currently in the prize cards there. For Shiinosuke, that's the only switching card there. One Roaring Moon,
The prizes on both sides are pretty much fine. Missing the prime catcher sucks, but should be okay.
Now I'm really interested to see that.
God, this is horrible. I'm so tense.
If there's extra resources that Shiinosuke had start game 2, if it's gonna be super.
God, the mulligan here would have gone so hard.
Well, we're going to grab a Roaring Moon first of all here, and that is the first part of the puzzle. Yeah, there's a lot.
There's already like 2 or 3 energy in the discard.
It would be fun to win the game turn 1. You don't actually have to do so.
This is not good for my blood pressure. So you need 5 dark energy in the discard, 2 dark patch, 1 Sada, 1 manual.
That does mean that you can go for
Okay.
Vitality, for instance.
Fantastic, and this 70 damage is super crucial. It means Calamity Storm can take a KO. We do have a basic energy in the hand there for Shiinosuke, so can attach that to the
Squawkabilly would go crazy here.
I think it'd be 80 damage so far. Super relevant here, Ross. And this 1 prize KO for Fernando is essentially useless, as Shiinosuke only plays over 2 prize Pokemon, forcing Fernando to still force his way through 3 EX Pokemon.
Come on.
We saw in game 2, Shay. We saw a little bit of chip.
Yeah, the Squawkabilly here would have been like game.
And then we saw KO.
I think.
And then we saw double frenzy gouging. Yep. And that was a route to victory. And the only thing stopping Snake's
Ah, no.
We see a Pokestop going to get rid of an Iron Note of Professor's Research, but did get a Techno Radar. Now
that sucks.
Fernando only has 1 Pokemon in play right now. Might have needed. Let's consult that hand. Arven, Energy, Judge, Research, and
you got no electric energy.
Have we mentioned that Prime Catcher is prized for Snake's yet? We have. Okay, that's
so you might need the Arven.
What's prized for Fernando is the 1 of Penny.
Yes.
Which is a way
we did see a catcher heads there. Sorry, Ross. That's going to get the Roaring Moon EX into the active.
Annoying.
Yeah, okay, that's quite nice. That makes it less likely to get a KO next turn. It means Dark Patch isn't an option onto that Roaring Moon EX. I think we're probably too early in the game for a Penny here, because you need to kind of establish your board. You need to set up. Yeah. However, Penny to heal after the damage with Vengeance Fletchling is a pretty good option. Yep. But not when the only copy of Penny is in your prizes.
There's only 1 copy of Penny, okay.
A good look through here from Fernando, having a good look at his deck, figuring out what's prized. Obviously, we know we're getting 2 Iron Thorns. You play 4 in the deck. It makes the, it makes this a very predictable card, shall we say.
You see the Chorus Tenacity being used.
Okay. What did the Chorus? Oh, did you see Pokegear? I can't see what's going on because we're just looking at a view that doesn't show us any cards. Which is great.
But that gives Calamity Storm a way to get extra damage without using your own stadium.
It does.
So we need to see Sada plus manual for the Roaring Moon in the active right now.
Back up. There goes Lost City to get rid of the Pokestop energy on the active, so that Volt Cyclone is now available, and we hit.
Are we gonna see that? I have a horrible feeling we're not.
Energy now. Can Tsunezake find a way to get free energy on that active?
Are you getting rid of Pokegear?
It only really takes a Professor Sada and an attachment from turn.
It really does. Professor Sada is going to be super impactful here. That catcher head is going to be really awkward.
I hope Sada's in hand.
Over, but if he can, could be in a very strong position. I think that was a Judge being eyed up though.
Oh no!
This turn.
No Professor Sada, and once again, this Judge really could end.
I mean, if you've got no dark energy, what's the point, right?
One player draws a lot better than the other of this Judge, and they
God, this is horrible. This is so horrible. I know my commentary is basically useless at this stage. I'm very aware, and I apologize, but my God.
Fernando plays 3. They're both preparing for this, but here's the big difference. Tsunezake plays Squawkabilly.
It might just be like attach retreat here.
That's the draw engine. None of them work in this matchup. It makes Judge more scary.
DTE.
Double turbo
Pokegear.
Didn't quite get to see what Shiinosuke had. I see Ultra Ball, I see a Dark Patch and a basic energy. Oh, really good cards to have in this scenario. Won't be able to move this Roaring Moon EX out the accident. We do just see a pass over to Fernando.
I'm surprised we don't see a manual retreat.
See what he can do. Just need a lightning energy still to attack even. This Pokegear could be super impactful. Currently not.
There's a Chorus here, then that'd be enough.
Another supporter. I see a Judge.
Oh, Judge would be quite.
I thought I saw Arven.
Here, but a Judge is always risky. you know, why not? Have a go. But we're looking for a Colress, we're looking for a Lightning Energy. Of course, Colress is research, no, Colress is tenacity.
Because Arvin will get you Earthen Vessel, right?
Or a special energy. Yes. We're going for Arvin instead here. We've got a Future Boost energy capsule, and with double turbo in hand, you can retreat the active, attack double turbo, and attack with your benched Iron Thorns, which will be enough to KO.
It would be, but then that would mean that you'd have 2 Iron Thorns with damage on, could be impactful later on. But you're right, it's definitely a possibility. You are going to see that.
Which one, Manuel?
Being taken. Arvin,
I mean, all the attachments are Manuel, I think, for Fernando.
For the Techno Radar.
Oh no, you got Giovanni's Charisma, haven't you, which attaches energy.
We're going to see this single prize Roaring Moon be weaved in here.
Yeah.
Because it's a way to take a prize and say to your opponent,
Oh, I don't like this.
you're not out of your prize map, it's as if you didn't really take a KO, because it's the only one prizer I'm ever going to play. So it's actually a way to kind of take a prize while saying your opponent...
This does suck.
nothing to KO.
I'm hoping the Baby Moon gets involved
Right, worth noting as well, with all
for the
those
two-part knockout.
The 4th Iron Thorns currently prized. If Fernando doesn't liberate that, this is all the Iron Thorns we're going to see. We do see the Future Boost.
So he's going to be knocked out.
Actually, we are going to see a free retreat thanks to that Future Boost energy capsule, and we are going to see a Volt Cyclone for a KO. Fernando
No!
in our Game 3 Masters final, and that Roaring Moon has to go to the long
Oh,
run.
this is horrible.
Vengeance Fletchling. Shiinosuke, what can you do? Can you respond here?
Yeah, well, you know you've got an attack, but the attack isn't quite enough. And if you're going to be damaging, you really want to be finishing off...
God, this sucks. This is so horrible to watch.
You know, that single prize, because then you're giving up that one prize for kind of nothing. But here comes Professor Sada, and we got a, Dark Patch onto your bench Roaring Moon. There's an energy.
Here we go.
And we just do see Vengeance Fletchling. I like that.
Okay.
I mean, essentially the route here is really simple. You just go Calamity Storm.
You're trying to force the odd prize.
Frenzy Gouging. Oh, look,
Arvin Prime Catcher here.
there's no one-hit KO on Roaring Moon. The
Penny's the
KO
possible
single
play.
prizer doesn't really do anything for your prize map.
But we do see the penny to remove that damage Iron Thorns EX from play. That's going to make it a lot harder for Shiinosuke.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As you mentioned.
I don't like it, but...
To the Future Boost energy capsule, make sure you actually get
So here's your
there.
odd prize map.
So we are going to see a KO on that Roaring Moon. In
This is
the act.
what this is actually like really big for
So that won't be getting extra
the Roaring Moon player,
cards there.
because that was a
Shiinosuke
dead prize card.
The fresh Roaring Moon here, though, will be able to take some prize cards at the very least. Let's see if Shiinosuke can force his way back into the
Oh, this is
game.
so tough. Is there nothing in hand?
On the bounce here. That should still give them the victory. That should still be enough to get them over. Because unfortunately, Fernando now is going to be 2-hit KOing for the rest of the game.
Oh, I think we just saw a Calamity Storm there. We didn't see any bench.
Ooh, this is horrible. We have got a Roaring Moon, yeah, and prize cards.
Has Fernando got a double turbo energy in hand? I think he should off that penny last turn, right? So we'll be able to attack.
He had 2 in hand when he attacked the last one.
Oh, this is horrible. Moon need this. Can Calamity Storm just frenzy gouging now?
So there goes the energy to the active. We're going to get an attack here. And it looks like we're eyeing up an Arvin.
No, they can't just get away frenzy gouging from here.
Some card.
Okay. Whew. Okay, it's getting very exciting here. We do see
Because
Arvin being played.
Shensuke takes 2, Fernando takes 2.
Nice, gonna boost damage and give free retreat.
You could force sudden death.
Chairs and just sort of avoid KOs. And let's see what the item card
That's the
is.
best you could do right now, I think.
Could be iron up the crushing hammer. That would be a thorn in Shiinosuke's side. We've already established that
What
next
you need
Shiinosuke
now is Fernando to
does
skip a
take
turn.
place, have attackers ready to go. Crushing hammer could
God, this
be a
sucks.
thorn in Shiinosuke's side there.
This is horrible to watch. It's all coin flip.
Generally is the right decision in this matchup. Yes, it's
I
on
feel
the
like Moon
board
wins
here.
sudden death. Yes, Moon should theoretically win sudden
The
death.
question is, can you keep the energy on the board?
Here we do see that crushing hammer being played there. Sorry.
No!
That is a big flip. Yes, Shiinosuke is going to be able to replace
Oh, come on.
but the next Roaring Moon is going to be 1 energy further away from coming out. It is not what you are looking
This is
for.
horrible.
An energy attachment to the bench.
No, you have to attack DG to the, active. No, can't do that, Fernando, but we are going to move that double turbo engine to the bench. We do see that Volt Cyclone 140.
There's a Moon in hand.
Would be huge. Does he have it in hand? I can see a Roaring Moon. I can see an Ultra Ball at the very least.
Yeah, Sada would be massive.
Oh, we do need to see another attacker from Shiinosuke at some point.
It's 2DT, 3DT. So what are you thinking here, champ?
And the thing is, we're not like we were in Game 2. In Game 2, Shiinosuke could just go, well, Nah, it's alright. It's frenzied gouging. I don't care if
Oh, God.
down by
I can't see
do care.
the Moon player's hand either, which is making me even more nervous.
Be a little bit careful. Or maybe you force a sudden death game because you go, you know what?
Yeah.
I feel great in sudden death.
I think you've got to force a sudden death.
We're way away from that yet, though.
Is a possibility. That would be incredible. Let's see what Shinosuke does. Does bench a Roaring Moon by the looks of it? We are, yep. That's good, but this is where that crushing hammer is going to be super impactful, because now you would love to bench that and attach your energy to it, but instead you have to just attach to the actor just to keep up.
You
the
can
tempo.
power it up.
That means you're not getting other attackers lined up. It doesn't look like Professor Sada is currently available. No, we do see a Pokemon.
Oh,
here,
no. This is so desperate.
And we
It's
see
a head. Okay, so that's going to get that Iron Thorns EX into the
This is
active.
so desperate.
Turbo energy. We are going to see that Roaring Moon EX getting benched.
I think you have to, right?
Snake's hand is low-key kind of terrible. We've got a couple of Ultra Ball. We've got ourselves a Roaring Moon. We've got an energy. Like, you're not playing a supporter card of any description here. You've got 2 Ultra Ball and a Pokemon which I think might be a Roaring Moon. And that's it. That's all you've got.
We are going to see a frenzy.
Wow.
That's going to take Shinosuke down to 2 prize cards left.
It gets the Prime Catcher.
It looks like out of the prize cards. Fernando, what can we do here?
So you can swap it back to the bench and potentially retreat
I
it.
think there is.
We basically, what Snake's done beautifully here is force the Nando to have a double
But did
turbo.
find the Corvus tenacity there.
Oh, no.
That was a huge pokey gear.
I think Thorns is going to win this.
Absolutely, it was huge. Pokegear finds the Chorus. Chorus will find the double turbo. That means that you will be able to get the attack off.
So you need, what, Sada, Manual, and a way to attach another energy? This is where the energy switches would be huge.
Still a route to an attack here next turn for Snake's. It's a little bit awkward. You kind of need Petra.
God.
Petra
Yes.
next turn. I'm just saying we'll win the World Championship.
It would.
Put that out there, Petra would be quite good.
I still think not having Petra in game 1 was such a whiff.
Basic lightning. There was not a DT, so it looks like we are going to see a DT and a Lost City being taken. Tenacity.
I'm so stressed.
Going
Oh.
to be incredibly impactful. It's going to put.
Can we look at the game, please? I don't care about looking at the player.
Cyclone, that doesn't do anything. It's just getting it out of the hand. And then we're going to see. Are we going to see a Volt Cyclone? Looks like we're going to.
You have to, right? Why wouldn't you?
Wait a minute.
I think we are going to see a Volt Cyclone. Interesting, we decide to bench Pokemon. We're not. That means there will be no Prime Catcher out. Okay, Shinosuke, what is that top deck? It's going to be super impactful. It's a judge.
Oh, I don't mind.
Okay.
All here.
No.
The thing is, I want a Dark Patch onto a Petron, and then I want to use Prime Catcher as a switch, but I don't have a Dark Patch, and I do have Prime Catcher, and then I'm going to play Judge.
Yeah, but the thing here, you can't play the Prime Catcher if your opponent hasn't got a bench Pokemon.
Right, yeah.
That was a real heads-up play there for Fernando, opting to debate whether to bench that Iron.
God, you need so much here. I don't... There's no way to switch out.
To actually be able to remove that Warrior. Now, there is possible, but it's going to be quite hard, especially if Shinosuke has to play that Judge. I don't think that's
Because you need Sada, you need Manual, and then you need 2 Dark Patches for the Petra run.
Unfortunately here, there's no gusting targets on Fernando's bench. We do see the Petra being, I think, discarded with the trekking shoes. I don't know if Snake's got any way around this here.
Oh my goodness, it's going to be a pokey stop. Here we go. Catcher, Earthen Vessel, Nest Ball. I don't think that's going to get Shinosuke out of this. I don't think there's a way of maneuvering that Roaring Moon, Ross.
No, and if that Roaring Moon is in the active at the start of next turn, Fernando is going to be crowned the champion.
No, this sucks.
Vessel coming out here. One last look through the deck for Snakesuke. You're in that situation here where you're thinking, I've probably lost. I'm going to look through my deck for every...
Oh, no. I can't believe Iron Thorns is going to win this.
In the deck that can get
This is horrible.
Energy. Is there an attacker? Is there a switch? We are thinking... What are we thinking here, Shay?
I'm thinking that there might not be a way out of this, but Shinosuke just going to conclude that Earthen Vessel.
No!
Fernando Cifuentes is your 2024 Pokemon Trading Card Game World Champion.
Oh, no. I mean, congratulations to him. Well done. That's so massive. But goddamn, I really wanted Moon to win that. Fair play. I mean, GG. GG, but that sucks.